Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today at day one of Cloud Foundry Summit 2021. And of course, welcome to our session, 15 Minutes with Kerry Schaffer. I'm your host, Beena More from Team Tanzu here at VMware. And with me today is Kerry Schaffer, Senior IT Director at OneMagnify. Kerry is one of the early VMware Tanzu vanguards, and she's also a board member of Women's Security Alliance, a nonprofit with the goal of getting more and more women involved and succeeding in the cybersecurity space. Today, Kerry is going to share her experiences about how OneMagnify is using the open source Cloud Foundry to help its customers deliver cutting-edge marketing solutions at the speed of business. And by the end of this session, we hope that all of you can take away a few tips and pointers on how you can replicate the Cloud Foundry success at your company. Kerry, thanks for joining us on this Q&A. And could you briefly introduce yourself to get us started?
Yes, and thank you for inviting me to talk at CF Summit. I'm excited to share our experiences. So I am a senior director senior IT director at OneMagnify. I've been at OneMagnify for 18 years, and I've had the advantage of working in almost every area of IT. OneMagnify, I know we're not globally known, but everybody knows our clients. We deliver data-driven, technology-enabled marketing solutions from our 6 global offices that drive global impact for our customers.
Great, thanks for that, Kerry. I know that OneMagnify has quite an impressive list of enterprise customers: Daimler, Ford, GE, Whirlpool, AAA, Arby's. And you are using Cloud Foundry to deliver personalized and immersive marketing campaigns at all of these household company names, and that too at a very significant scale. So how did you get started with Cloud Foundry, and what were the motivations?
So we actually realized that we needed to be able to deliver more quickly for our clients. A lot of what we do is in the marketing space. So the amount of time it takes us from development to delivery is very important for our clients. So we adopted VMware Tanzu, and we were able to give our customers competitive advantage by reducing that time from development to delivery. And we've done it for many of our clients and had very successful campaigns. And we've also seen that in addition to happier clients, which is always great, we've maximized developer enablement and also increased our security posture. Bringing together the powerful technology, analytic, and strategic communications has allowed us to deliver impactful, memorable, and relevant solutions to our customers and their audiences quickly and effectively. And I actually want to point out that in doing that, we actually won in 2020 the CIO 100 award for a lot of the work that we've done for our customers based on the platform.
Oh, congratulations for that. And very well said, because I think at the end of the day, the customers are not looking for products, but they are really looking for great outcomes. And getting your enterprise customers to deliver solutions to their clients in a timely manner becomes even more critical to stay competitive. So can you talk more about how Cloud Foundry helps with accelerating that path to production?
So the first thing that we noticed is giving our developers the power of CF push and maximize their enablement. And it created an environment where they could have faster development cycles. We reduced their things like tickets, so there's 0 tickets and overhead for the developers. We reduced their frustration. What we actually found is their productivity increased significantly because of having that ability to CF push and make those changes as quickly as, basically they get done testing.
The power of CF push. You commit your code and then see it in deploy in production minutes later, and just eliminates all the operational toil required to get your code to production.
Yeah, and we actually saw that removing the need for tickets actually really increased or decreased the operational toil, and it increased their ability to deploy during business hours because of the fact of the way the containers work. But that actually meant we had faster results for our clients, and for our employees, like our developers, it meant less after work hours. Because before that, if you think about it, those of us who have worked in a traditional environment, you typically did a build after business hours, which meant that your developers had to be working during the business day to deliver the development changes, and then they would also be working at night to deliver to ensure that those deployments went correctly. The other thing that we've seen is that the outcomes are much more consistent because of automation. So we have a fully automated deployment system, and that means that we can rely on those outcomes to be successful more often than we could through manual deployment. So it's been a great experience for our developers and our customers, basically everybody who's involved with deploying and releasing application changes at OneMagnify.
Great. I remember those days, when something would go to production and you would have to schedule an extra day or two just to make sure that nothing goes wrong. So it's great that now with Cloud Foundry, you get all these developer productivity and operational efficiency gains without really compromising on the security. So security is just built right into your entire process, your deployment process.
Yeah, and actually we've seen that through adopting the Tanzu platform, we've improved our security because we can patch more frequently. The fact that we can do it through automation and we can patch during business hours means we don't have to wait and do a quarterly patch cycle where we have to notify the clients, get an outage window. And that in itself improves security because you're actually patching those critical vulnerabilities a lot faster. You went from quarterly patching to now, we're doing patching basically as patches come in, almost probably, I would say at least weekly. I know for a fact we're doing our production environments weekly. And then the ability to repave our environments without risk means that we can frequently, and the vulnerabilities don't just sit out there and exist in the environment. So if somebody comes in and they somehow find a vulnerability in your environment, we can wipe that out, repave that environment with zero downtime, and make sure that our environments are continually secure, which is a lot less to worry about, and especially in this day and age.
Yes, that's so awesome. And it's so good to hear customer stories like yours where Cloud Foundry has enabled you to deliver exceptional customer experiences. You are a power user, Cloud Foundry power user. And so for people just getting started with Cloud Foundry or taking a second look, any advice, things to watch out for?
So one thing that I advocate strongly for Cloud Foundry, especially if you're doing an implementation, is you need to automate as much as you can up front. And that is both on the platform management side and on the development deployment side. That's how you're going to get your consistent outcomes. And so right from the very beginning, we actually made it we made it a goal for the platform team and the development team that are deploying on the platforms that we're going to automate everything we can to reduce that risk of manual changes. But we didn't actually at the same time, because we do a lot of very fast-paced marketing campaigns, we didn't take away the manual CF push, because there are times that we could potentially have to do it faster than the automation pipelines can be built, but then we do need to go back and build those pipelines. And then the other thing we tried initially, and it is something I tell people to watch out for, is don't try to deploy applications to the platform that aren't cloud native. So when I think about that, we had this WordPress site and we thought, okay, this thing's just a small little informational thing. We can throw it out in the platform. It'll be a good use case. As it turned out, we spent so much time trying to get that WordPress site onto the platform because WordPress is not cloud native. It's not meant to run in a containerized environment, especially like Cloud Foundry, that it was an absolute failure for us and a waste of time. So we took that lesson to heart and said, we're not going to try to put things on the platform that don't fit. It creates a lot of chaos and overhead, and people are working in frustrations that we're actually trying to remove by having Cloud Foundry in our environment.
Okay, that's really good to hear. And we're almost at time here, Kerry. Before we end, you are also on the board of Women's Security Alliance, and then I'm interested to know more about it. And could you talk to our audience also more about that?
Yeah, so in general, I'm passionate about trying to increase the number of women in IT, because it was alarming to me when I found out that the number of women going into IT is dropping year over year from like 1985 on, which to me just seems crazy, because there's great jobs and great career opportunities for women in IT. And when you look at what happened in 2020 with the COVID-19, the pandemic, we've actually seen more women drop out of the workforce. So I'm on the board of the Women's Security Alliance, and we actually do a mentorship program aimed at bringing women into cybersecurity. And so we want to help women first learn about careers that are available in cybersecurity, have them work with a mentor who can help them through the steps of finding out what training they need to take. And then WAMSA can also help them find where those training resources are available. We're even starting now to be able to post jobs. We're starting to get job referrals from from companies that are looking for cybersecurity talent. And our goal is to increase the candidate pool for cybersecurity. Like I think there was just an article in CNN, I think 2 weeks ago, basically saying that we need about 1 million in the U.S. just alone, 1 million security jobs that are open. And so our goal is to try to help women find these good, high-paying, exciting careers that they can actually move forward in. And so that's a big priority for me.
Great. And, that is so awesome to have someone like you helping out other women out there trying to find their career here in IT.